yeah, we want retribution. Oh yeah, we want retribution. Oh yeah, we want retribution. Yeah, we ran out of patience. Boil up with the cold hard hatred. I can feel the vibration. Beat in the streets, it's a new sensation. I wanna break faces on the pavement. I wanna make greatness look complacent. Adrenaline awakened, I can taste it. We can make an impact, grab and then taste it. Like a disease, bring to their knees. No pain for their disease. Just like a weed.
Oh yeah, baby, I am feeling it tonight. And if y'all don't know what time it is, well, please allow me to reintroduce myself. Ladies and gentlemen, I am the one and only DJ Storms, and I would like to welcome each and every single one of you back here to a very special edition Thursday stream, as we are streaming live on 4 different platforms across 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 different accounts. And we are getting set and ready to have a good time, baby, because guess what? When I'm live, you always have a good time with DJ Shizzle Dizzle. As of course, you already know who I am, Mr. Controversy, and the operator of the best damn X, formerly known as Twitter handle. No. Stop what you're doing. Stop what you're doing, and I want you to take a nice big inhale, and I want you to feel it as it goes through your nostrils, and I want you to go, oh, you got it. It's so nice. So nice. You got to do it twice. You got to do it twice. I want you to take that big inhale, and I want you to go, oh, gotta hit the hat trick. You gotta hit the hat trick. You gotta do it 3 times. Do it one more time with me, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, shit. Do you smell that? Do you know what that is? Hey, I think this little lady right over here knows what that smell is. What is that smell?
Excellence.
Oh, you damn right, baby. It is pure motherfucking excellence. Wait for it. Wait for it. To mankind. Oh, yes. Oh, yeah. I'm on fire. And this is the official rundown for WWE Royal Rumble. I don't know why I said it like that. 2024, and it is streaming live on the Peacock, that is. Get your mind out of the gutter, you fucking savages. Peacock, this Saturday from Florida, starting at a special 8 p.m. Eastern start time. And as you can see, I am not alone. Ladies and gentlemen, with me today for the very first time ever, not just in 2024, but the first time ever in the history of the DJ Storms brand. She is a lifelong wrestling fan coming to us from Massachusetts, and clear as day, she is a huge Becky Lynch mark. She is known as the Queen of Masquerades, Miss Courtney McCarron. How you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm feeling good. I'm feeling energetic. I'm happy that the work week is almost over, and I'm getting ready to enjoy the start of WrestleMania season. I'm getting ready to predict some good pro wrestling, hopefully some good pro wrestling, because last year's Royal Rumble was not all that hot. I mean, that did have a little dose of Vince McMahon in it. We all know what happened with Vince, and trust me, we'll talk about that on the LFU on Saturday. But regardless of that, we have a lot to get into. We're going to dissect everything that's going down this Saturday. But first things first, Courtney, where can we find you on social media?
You can find me on Twitter, Courtney McCarron 1. You can find me on Instagram, The Queen of Masquerade. And you can find me on Facebook, which is just my first and last name. There's 2, but click the one with the black hair, obviously. And
obviously, you got to make sure you click that one with the black hair. You don't want to get catfished, ladies and gentlemen. But of course, there is only one and only DJ Storms. You can follow me on social media, Twitter or X, whatever you call it, and Instagram at HistoryMaker DJS. One more time, at HistoryMaker DJS, because I'm making history in everything that I do, both on X and Instagram. You can add me on my personal Facebook for collaborations and business inquiries. Please send me an email. My email is, of course, StormsTakeOver@gmail.com. Be sure to like the official DJ Storms business page, which we are live on right now. And I may just send you an invite to join the official DJ Storms Posse Facebook group, where only the elite members of the DJ Storms Posse reside. All those links are in the description, as well as the link to my Rumble account. We are streaming live on Rumble as well. We're trying to build a fan base over there. Please go check me out on Rumble if you have not already done so. And Courtney, she gets her first exposure on Rumble. Hopefully, we get a lot of good feedback, and we could very well see her on the channel again in the near future. Of course, I am repping Rick Recon. Shout out to Rick Recon, the king of rock. He recently just came out of the first ISPW event of the year with a victory over Anthony Gangone, Dr. Sleep. Shout out to him. On top of that, please make sure, if you haven't already done so, that you hit the like button. I mean, come on. I'm live with Courtney over here. I got a cute girl from Massachusetts, and the hottest thing going in the IWC right now, that's me, of course. We're live on 4 different platforms across 7 different accounts. Hit the like button. Hit the like button no matter where you're watching it from, and be sure to share it out on all platforms, social media, whether it be Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, Pinterest, Tumblr, Snapchat, TikTok, Twitch, whatever social media platforms that you may be using, so that way we can get a nice wide outreach to the fans, because everyone needs a little dose of DJ Storms in their life, because I make people's lives better. Courtney knows. I've been in her life for quite a few months, and she has benefited greatly because I make people's lives better. That's just what I do. On top of that, I want to shout out some sponsorships. Shout out to Brittany Kay. She is a wonderful woman and a good friend of mine. She is a great graphic designer. She does beautifully crafted wrestler photos, and she does social media avies and banners from scratch on her iPad. So if you guys are looking for a great new social media avie, a banner, or a great wrestling photo, please go and hit her up. I already referred one of my friends, Nick Fury, to Brittany Kay, and he has benefited greatly with his YouTube channel. Of course, you can reach her on Twitter, Brittany K 5150, and on Instagram, Brittany K Designs. And then finally, my second sponsorship is Corporate Information System, recognized by Forbes as one of the best recruiting companies in the United States of America. So if you guys are looking to help enhance your career and find a job, go hit up my friends at Corporate Information System. You can check them out on their website, www.cisrecruiters.com. One more time, www.cisrecruiters.com. Of course, hit the subscribe button, whether you're watching on my channel or the Hardcore Sports YouTube channel, and hit that notifications bell with a huge coup de grace, because that way you're going to know whenever I pop up on YouTube, because whenever I pop up on YouTube, oh, baby, it is the best time to be on YouTube. And this is everyone's favorite part of the stream, because it's the only time that you're going to get to see this glorious sideburn chin strap combination and this beautiful mustache. Hey, Courtney, you know what time it is? Do you know what time it is? Hold on, it's in here somewhere. Oh, yeah. Oh, yes. Look at that. Beautifully crafted, magical Ace Black comb. Hold on a minute. I got to blow on it. It is so sizzling. It is hot. And we are going to light it up right here. Hold on to your hats if you're wearing any. And we're going to light it up right here with a little and a dash of and a whole lot of because like hot fresh chicken marsala made right off the pan, I am just so good. I am tasty. I am scrumptious. The most delicious snack in the IWC, and everybody wants a piece of the Stormsmeister. But anyway, enough of the self-brand promotion, the advertisements. Courtney, what do you say we get straight into the predictions, shall we?
Let's shall.
Anyway, I actually want to start off with a question to you. What do you make of the overall build to the pay-per-view? Now, do you feel as though the Royal Rumble matches have gotten a good spotlight, but everything else kind of feels underwhelming? Because I've watched the shows, and it seems as though the main matches, obviously, they get some showcase. They built nicely towards the Fatal 4-Way. The men's Royal Rumble match has got a lot of spotlight, and it's very, very unpredictable. But I don't know. It feels as though the shows have been lackluster, but the build towards the actual Rumble match and then the Fatal 4-Way, that's been fairly decent. I wanted to get your thoughts on the overall build.
So I think you are right in the sense where the Rumble is like built up to be like, I know it's very controversial, but the Rumble usually is better sometimes than the Mania or like the other ones because it's so built up to where it's at its high stakes, and then the other ones just like don't meet the expectations of the Rumble, how great the Rumble was.
Yeah, I can definitely see that. There's been plenty of cases in the past where the Royal Rumble has ended up outshining WrestleMania. I think it may have been 2020, the Rumble outshined WrestleMania. 2021, the Rumble definitely outshined WrestleMania. I think the Rumble also outshined WrestleMania in 2018 as well, the one where Nakamura won. But I do believe that they've done a very nice job at building up the unpredictability factor, because you take a look at the men's field, and I guess you could say the women's field too. There's multiple winners that you can select. Obviously, with the men, you got Punk, you got Cody, you got Drew McIntyre in there. You got plenty of other individuals. Obviously, Lashley's in there, although I don't see Lashley winning. But they've done a very good job at making it feel very, very unpredictable. And hell, Gunther could win. Gunther's the Intercontinental Champion. Gunther could very well win. Although I don't think it's going to happen yet. I'd probably save his title win for Bash in Berlin. But if he does win, listen, I'm not going to complain because Gunther's fantastic. Then you got the women, obviously. Becky's a favorite. Bailey's a favorite. Liv Morgan, we can always see her come back and potentially win the Rumble. Maybe it's someone from NXT. I don't know. There's really no one from NXT that I can honestly see winning the Rumble. Maybe Tiffany Stratton if they want to go that route. Maybe Tiffany Stratton. But I'm not sure where Tiffany Stratton fits into the main roster right now. And the one thing that I always preach, don't call them up if you don't have major plans for them. But let me ask you this. Which one are you more excited for, the women's or the men's Royal Rumble?
I got to go with the women's.
Why, just because you're a Becky mark?
No, I just, you never know who's going to be the surprise entrant. You never know who's going to return and like get their 15 minutes of fame again.
Well, speaking of the Women's Royal Rumble, why don't we talk about the Women's Royal Rumble? There's not many participants announced, but I definitely feel as though that's a good thing because, like you just mentioned, it keeps the surprises. It keeps the surprises more exciting rather than just calling upon the aging legends. You don't really know which current day superstars are going to be involved in the Women's Royal Rumble. And I do hope we get some NXT superstars. I do hope we get Roxanne Perez or a Tiffany Stratton, maybe a Blair Davenport. Blair Davenport's fantastic. I mean, she is easily a future women's champion any day of the week. But let me get your prediction on this. Who do you think is going to win the Women's Royal Rumble and why? And who do you think is the best possible candidate to fight either Io Sky or Rhea Ripley at WrestleMania?
So, as you know, got to go with my girl Becky. Because I have a feeling she's going to face Rhea Ripley for the title.
Now, let me ask you this. Does Becky beat Rhea for the title, or do we continue Rhea's reign of dominance if Becky wins the Rumble? I would continue Rhea's reign of dominance.
I wouldn't really know. Like, I didn't predict that far. But with the Royal Rumble and how we have surprise entrants, hey, the Bella Twins could show up again. We could have
Lita. My God, don't even remind me of them.
We could have Lita. We could have Lita show up again. We could have
Lita. I don't mind. Lita, I don't.
I love Lita. See, I loved the Rumble where it had it had Tori Wilson, Lita, Bella Twins were. I like the Bella Twins, but then we had like more surprise entrants. We had Molly Holly.
That may have been the first one in 2018.
I was saying like in general.
Well, here's what I would say. I do believe that Becky and Rhea is probably one of the best Mania matches that they could do this year, but Becky doesn't need to win the Rumble in order to get to Rhea Ripley.
I feel that too, but maybe we'll hypothetically say she wins, but it just starts a feud with Rhea Ripley because I know it's coming. It's coming. It's going to start a feud. It's coming.
Well, let me ask you this. Liv Morgan's been out of action with a shoulder injury since July. Can you see Liv Morgan making a surprise return here?
I can.
Now, would you say her winning the Rumble would be a nice surprise? Because if anything, the story with Rhea is there. And if Liv Morgan is the one to benefit from Rhea Ripley's title reign, because let me just say this. I love Rhea Ripley. I think Rhea Ripley has done a great job with the character that she's been given, but her title reign has sucked. And it's not her fault. It's not her fault. It's because WWE is not giving her anything to work with. You can't necessarily have a great women's title reign if you're fighting Natalya for 3 fucking months. The best match that she had was back at day 1 when she fought Ivy Nile. That was a great fucking match. I watched that match with open eyes. Ivy Nile had probably her best performance ever. She showed up and showed out. But outside of that match, Rhea Ripley hasn't done much of anything. And it's quite sad that she's pretty much just another character in the Judgment Day, and people like her more so for her thirst traps rather than her title reign. And that kind of
resembles Roman Reigns. He hasn't defended his title much either.
No. Well, let me say this. Let me say this. I wouldn't necessarily say Rhea Ripley hasn't defended the title. I would say that she hasn't defended it against anyone memorable, and she has not defended it in great matches like we expected her to. Because I think I can count about 9 times when she defended the championship since she won it. And that's a lot of times. Certainly a lot more than Roman.
How many times has Roman defended it?
Like
Rhea's defended hers more than Roman. We'll just say that.
Yeah, she has. But the problem is that they're not giving her top-tier opponents to have top-tier matches with. Like, you're not going to have a great match with Raquel Rodriguez. I think that Raquel's very good, but her and Rhea, I'm not sure why. I'm not sure what changed from NXT to now. It's like they don't really mesh together. But Ivy Nile and Rhea mesh together. And I do believe that Becky and Rhea, they will mesh together as well. But if Becky don't get to Rhea.
Liv could mesh with Rhea because remember how Liv used to be tag team champions with Rhea, and then
they weren't tag team champions. They were tag team partners, not champions.
Oh, well, my bad.
But either way, I don't think Becky needs to win this. I think that Becky could easily go through the chamber. You put her in Perth, Australia, and obviously she's got to be on Perth, Australia. Like, it's a huge event. So obviously Becky's going to be there. Why not just have her win the chamber to get to Rhea if you're not going to have Liv Morgan come back and win the Rumble? Hell, Liv Morgan could even win the chamber if they want to. But if they're going to do Becky and Rhea, the best route would be to go through the chamber, specifically because Becky's already won a Royal Rumble. I understand that she's great at what she does, but we don't really need Becky winning the Rumble to get to Rhea. I would go with Bayley. And the simple reason is because the story is richer. Because if you guys remember, back at SummerSlam 2022, Bayley introduced Damage Control. And the biggest part about Damage Control was the potential breakup and the feud between Bayley and Io Sky. Bayley, we all know she's one of the best women's wrestlers of this era. Io Sky, self-explanatory. Io Sky's fantastic at what she does. I mean, she had a great match with Mia Yim a couple weeks ago at SmackDown New Year's Revolution. Match was awesome. But I think that with the story that they're telling with Bayley, where she could very well be kicked out of Damage Control. I think that if Asuka, Kairi, and Io, and if you guys remember, back in the day, they were known as the Black Lotus Tribe on the independent scene, and I thought that was great shit. So if they want to, they could have the Black Lotus Tribe turn on Bayley. Bayley could win the Rumble, and then Bayley fights Io, and then she puts Io over at WrestleMania to help Io continue her momentum as the women's champion. That's what I feel is the best possible match. Obviously, you can have Bayley win the Chamber too, but Bayley winning a Rumble so that way she can round out her career as being a woman that's done it all. I think that would be the better story. I'm just throwing it out there. But let me ask you, are you still going with Becky even after that?
I don't know.
It's either Becky, Bayley, or Liv.
I just want to see Rhea versus Becky at this point.
Well, we'll get that if Becky goes through the Chamber, I promise. But you got to give me your final prediction. My final is Bayley.
So now that you're thinking it, if Liv shows up, I got to go with my girl Liv.
Really? Is that your final answer?
See, if I say Liv and it ends up being Becky, then I'd be like, I'm wrong.
That you gotta throw down a final answer. I got my final answer.
I'll go with Liv.
All right, there you go. Final answer, Liv. Let's move on to the United States Championship. This is Logan Paul and Kevin Owens United States Championship. I think they've done a great job at building this matchup. Matter of fact, I would say that I'm actually excited for this match probably the most on the simple fact that I think Kevin Owens, if they allow them to go, if they give him at least 15, 16, 17 minutes, I honestly believe Kevin Owens is going to bring Logan Paul to his best match as a professional wrestler to date. So far, I think Logan Paul's best match was with Seth Rollins at this past WrestleMania. That was a fantastic match. Excellent stuff. But if they really want to, I'd say Kevin Owens right now, Kevin Owens is probably one of the most underappreciated professional wrestlers of this generation. And I don't think he's gotten the proper respect that he's really deserved, even under Triple H. Even if he did main event WrestleMania, and even if he did win the tag team titles. But I do believe in this match with Logan Paul, if they just let them go, I think that this is going to be a potential match of the year candidate. You just let him go fucking crazy. And I honestly believe they could steal the show. They could, honest to God, steal the show. Now, I don't think that Logan Paul's losing. Logan Paul's not losing. There's a reason why they put the title on Logan Paul. Listen, I understand the whole spiel with part-time champions. I understand that they ruined the show. I've been bitching and complaining about Roman Reigns for a solid year now. But Logan Paul, he is not going to be United States champion past WrestleMania. There is a strategic reason why they put the title on Logan Paul. Now, I'm going to say, well, why didn't you just give this guy the U.S. title to begin with? But I understand where Triple H is going. Logan Paul is going to retain here. They're building towards what could be the biggest U.S. title match in WrestleMania history with Logan Paul and LA Knight. Obviously, we all know LA Knight wasn't beating Roman, even though he should have, because fuck Roman Reigns. Roman Reigns sucks. Knight should have beat Roman, but he didn't. We all know he wasn't going to beat Roman. It was too soon for him to win the world championship. I understand that. I get it.
I got a prediction.
However, what'd you say?
I got a prediction.
Yeah, I know. We'll talk about that in a little bit. But what I was going to say was Triple H, he strategically put the title on Logan Paul because he's going to use Logan Paul as a means of helping enhance LA Knight when we inevitably get to that match at WrestleMania. Because we all know LA Knight's not winning the Fatal 4-Way. Listen, I know everyone wants it. I know that it's something that a lot of people have been predicting. And to be quite honest with you, I would actually mark out if LA Knight won the championship. But He's not going to do it. Roman's going to take that title into WrestleMania. If Roman is going to lose that title, it will be at WrestleMania. LA Knight is going to get the prize known as the United States Championship. He's going to get his win over Logan Paul, and he's going to solidify himself as a top-tier athlete. He'll have a nice, solid reign, and I do believe, now, if this guy keeps up his momentum, he could be U.S. champion sooner than we think. If Santos Escobar keeps up his momentum, I think he could take that title off of LA Knight sooner rather than later. But as far as this goes, I got Logan Paul beating Kevin Owens. If they want to, it could be the match of the night. Owens, he's great, but he's not going to win. Paul gets the win, and Paul will drop the U.S. title to LA Knight at WrestleMania 40 in Philadelphia. Courtney, let me hear you.
So, as you were saying, I think Logan Paul will retain. But I think, remember how it's supposed to be a fatal 4-way? What if Rey Mysterio comes in and makes it a fatal 5-way? Or what if Rey Mysterio wins the Rumble and then it starts, remember how they were kind of like feuding a little bit, Logan and Rey, because he's like, oh, like, kind of.
Rey Mysterio isn't going to challenge for the U.S. title if he wins the Rumble. He's not. Why
Who
would
would
he
he challenge then?
I don't know. He would either challenge either Rollins or Roman because it's for a world title match. The U.S. title's a mid-card.
You never know what he wants.
But no, those are the rules of the Rumble. The Rumble has always been for a world title. It's never been for a mid-card title. Never.
I'm saying eventually it'll happen. Not for the Royal Rumble, but I predict soon. What about the Chamber?
If Rey Mysterio is going to have a match at WrestleMania, he's fighting Escobar. That's what they're building towards. And now I thought it was initially going to be for the U.S. title. It wasn't, but they could still do it without the U.S. title. If Rey's going to be on WrestleMania, he's fighting Escobar. That leaves Logan Paul, LA Knight.
Sorry, I just sounded dumb. I was thinking a little too far ahead.
Well, let me ask you. Who fights Logan Paul when Logan Paul beats Owens? Because if Rey's got Escobar, then who fights Logan Paul at WrestleMania? It's got to be Knight.
It's got to be somebody. Well, I'll just say it's got to be somebody.
The only other guy that I can honestly see fighting Logan Paul at WrestleMania is AJ Styles. But then what do you do with LA Knight? You got to get LA Knight on the show. You
What
have
if they
not
make it a triple threat?
You have what?
What if you make it a triple threat?
You can make it a triple threat. I wouldn't mind that either.
Okay,
I think that'll make the match a little better. I don't mind the triple threat, but if AJ Styles is not fighting for the U.S. title, I don't know. Maybe I wouldn't mind him fighting Kevin Owens. We could see that. Maybe I'll throw that out there. But look, if they want to do a triple threat match, I would not be opposed to that at all. James, what'd you say?
But LA Knight has to win.
Yeah, LA Knight's got to win. He's got to win because you have not come this far with LA Knight to not give him a title. James Punaseca, I will address Vince McMahon's sexual trafficking allegations on the LFU. We'll talk about that on the LFU. Right now, we're just talking about the Royal Rumble. We're trying to keep it to wrestling specifically and not anything that's going on outside of pro wrestling. But let me ask you, what does Kevin Owens do? What does Kevin Owens do at WrestleMania? Randy Orton, maybe?
I honestly don't know. I think they would do something better with Randy Orton.
Some people have said Randy might fight Nick Aldis. I don't know. I don't know if he'll fight Nick Aldis, but I think that a match with Owens and Randy Orton, I don't think we've gotten a proper Randy Orton-Kevin Owens feud. Like, if Randy Orton's a heel and he's just really laying it into Kevin Owens, I think that could be a great feud heading into WrestleMania.
But do you think Sami Zayn would interfere?
Well, Sami Zayn's on Raw. Kevin Owens is on SmackDown. Sami Zayn, right now, I think Sami's got Drew McIntyre at WrestleMania. And I think that Sami's going to win, and I think Drew's going to leave. I think Drew's headed to AEW. He hasn't resigned. I would love to see him in AEW, because if he shows up at Wembley, that's a huge moment. Think about that.
It's just upsetting because I like Drew McIntyre. I remember when he was younger. He came back.
I remember the young Drew McIntyre. I think that he really could have been something, but he just wasn't ready at that time. I'm glad that he did what he needed to do, but I'm telling you, if Drew shows up at Wembley, that's going to be one hell of a moment. It's going to be one hell of a moment. Dude, if they got 70,000 people in Wembley screaming for Drew McIntyre, I mean, holy shit, that would be something. So, moving on here, speaking of Drew, he's actually in our next match, the 30-man Royal Rumble. So far, Damian Priest is in it, Nakamura's in it, CM Punk, Cody Rhodes, Drew McIntyre. I do believe Sami Zayn is going to be in it. Gunther is in the Royal Rumble as well. It's very unpredictable. Very unpredictable, I will say. But I'm going to throw this out there, and I'll go more in depth on this on the LFU. People are saying that Cody Rhodes is not going to finish his story at WrestleMania. We could very well see, according to Sports Illustrated. Now, I'm not sure where they're getting this fucking information from, but Sports Illustrated is claiming that it's going to be Cody Rhodes, CM Punk, The Rock and Roman, and Gunther, and Seth Rollins. Take this with a grain of salt. Take this with a grain of salt, because why would Sports Illustrated have sources close to Triple H? Why would anyone have sources close to Triple H, especially when it almost seems as though at this point, Triple H doesn't even know what he wants to do going into WrestleMania. WrestleMania, as we speak right now, I guess you could say in a good way and in a bad way, is very unpredictable. Now, apparently, Cody Rhodes and CM Punk, the promo that they cut on Raw, that was a means to something bigger. I understand that it's a big money match. It's a WrestleMania match. It's the match in AEW that never happened, even though I wish it would have happened. But I want you to think about the betterment of the company. If this is true, I don't believe it's true, but let's say, hypothetically speaking, it is true. Why would you want The Rock versus Roman when A, The Rock is gassed after cutting a fucking promo on Jinder Mahal? The Rock could barely last 3 minutes. He's like Bill Goldberg. And two, if Rock and Roman happens at WrestleMania, then Roman has to win. The Rock is not beating Roman. Roman's going to win, and Roman would ultimately go on to break Hulk Hogan's record. We have had enough of Roman as champion. Roman Reigns is actually devaluing the company and the title the longer that he holds the title. He's not a draw either. I think we need to stop calling him a draw. That's number one. Number two, why would you go with Cody Rhodes and CM Punk when Cody Rhodes wasn't even CM Punk's first real interaction ever since he returned? You know who the first interaction of CM Punk was in WWE when he returned? Seth Rollins. And Seth Rollins cut that promo saying that this is his home and he does not like CM Punk. CM Punk enters the Royal Rumble. Punk wins the Rumble. Punk fights Rollins, and then you can have Damian Priest cash in, win the World Championship by pinning Rollins, and CM Punk is protected. And then you got Gunther. Listen, I think that Gunther is going to be world champion, but why does it need to be at WrestleMania? Gunther needs to lose the IC title first. We should be building up Gunther and Chad Gable for the IC title and have Chad Gable beat Gunther at WrestleMania. Then Gunther can win Money in the Bank, and Gunther and Imperium can fight the Judgment Day, and Judgment Day would have Damian Priest as the World Heavyweight Champion. We could get some solid faction warfare. We haven't had faction warfare since the days of the Wyatt family and the Shield. So why wouldn't you want that? That's what I don't understand. I really, really, really do not understand. Greek Savage, stop it. WWE making moves beyond the comprehensive abilities of the WWE Universe. No, Greek Savage. I will not stop. I will not stop when WWE is giving me shit television, okay? I don't give a fuck what they're doing with Netflix. I don't give a fuck how many tickets they're selling. I don't give a fuck how many people are watching the fucking show. I do not give a fuck. Fuck business. I'm not here to talk about business. I talk about enough business at my accounting job from 8:30 to 5:30 p.m. every single fucking weekday. I don't need to talk about business when I'm talking about something that I actually enjoy. Fuck business. I'm here to talk about objective quality. You don't like it? You don't like it? Make it seem like I'm a pinwheel. Treat me like I'm a pinwheel and blow me if you don't like it. Anyway, Courtney, I'm sorry. I got a huge rant. I got a huge rant out of the way, but what are your thoughts on these supposed reports from Sports Illustrated? I'm interested to
I like the way you were thinking, but even if CM Punk or Cody Rhodes wins, it could either be I think it'd lead up to Cody Rhodes versus CM Punk eventually happening and making that big of a match.
If you want to, you could do Cody Rhodes and CM Punk at next year's WrestleMania.
And then we'll get CM Punk versus Seth Rollins.
Now, here's a question. Would you have CM Punk beat Seth Rollins, or would you have Damian Priest cash in? I would have Damian Priest cash in because you can't have that go to waste.
Well, I think Damian Priest is in the Rumble, and they're like, there's no point of having him in the Rumble if he already has briefcase. Like, he's got the best thing already. So
yeah, that's stupid. I don't know why they did that. Very, very stupid.
I really love my boy Seth Rollins too. Love his style. But I love CM Punk. Like,
so if anything, here's what I'm going to say. I don't think Rollins is walking out of WrestleMania with the World Heavyweight title.
No, especially because he's got to get surgery.
I don't think he needs to get surgery. I think he's going to rehab, and I think that after WrestleMania, he's just going to take it easy. And if he doesn't need to get surgery, then he doesn't need to get surgery. But as far as WrestleMania, even before the injury, he wasn't walking out of WrestleMania with the World Heavyweight Championship anyway. It's either Punk wins or Damian Priest cashes in. I'm going to make a bold prediction right here. Rollins has not signed a deal extension. His contract is coming up in June. I don't know about anybody else, but I think I'm done with Seth Rollins in WWE. He's kind of done it all. You take a look at Seth Rollins, he's done everything there is to do in the WWE. He's got nothing left to prove. Like, if Seth Rollins resigns, just hear me out. If Seth Rollins resigns, do you remember what he was doing before he won the World Heavyweight Championship? He was putting everyone else over. He was, in a sense, a glorified enhancement talent. So why would you want Seth Rollins to do that? Seth Rollins has made his money. If anything, Seth Rollins going to AEW, I'm not saying it's a definite, but if Seth Rollins goes to AEW, look at the matches that he could have over there. He could fight Will Ospreay, Kenny Omega, Hangman Page, Jon Moxley. Think about that. Think about a Seth Rollins-Jon Moxley feud with the history that they have and the freedom that they would have in AEW. And on top of that, Seth Rollins, with how his body has just been broken down over the years, if he's wrestling less and he gets to spend more time with his daughter, I mean, I would say that's a good decision on his part. But again, the decision's ultimately up to him. But I think I'm done with Seth Rollins in WWE. I actually hope he leaves. But
he's not leaving.
But either way, I think maybe we'll put money on it. But either
he's not
way,
leaving. I know because Becky Lynch said that WWE was their home. So
I know. So, hey, CM Punk said he would never come back to WWE, and look at what happened. Never say never.
I would love a Moxley versus Rollins match after they had their feud with the Shield and how close they were, brother.
Yeah, and Rollins could be Tyler Black in AEW. Think about that. The Texas Deathmatch style. Man, that would be fantastic. But either way, no matter what happens, I don't think Seth Rollins is walking out of WrestleMania with the World Heavyweight Championship.
Sorry,
I think
Seth.
Priest cashes in.
Sorry, Seth, if you're watching. I'm sorry.
But I think Priest will cash in.
Yeah.
I think the Priest will cash in, and I think that the best way to go is Gunther, Chad Gable, especially after the news that came out about Brock Lesnar earlier today. But I think Gunther and Chad Gable beats Gunther at WrestleMania, and then Gunther can win Money in the Bank and cash in on Damian Priest at Bash in Berlin, on his home area, so to speak. But who's your prediction to win the Men's Royal Rumble?
It's gotta be Cody Rhodes or CM Punk.
You gotta pick one.
I gotta pick two.
You gotta pick one.
I'm going to go with Cody Rhodes.
Really? You're going with Cody to win it back to back, huh? I'm actually going to go with Punk. I'm going to go with Punk. Simply because the fact that I don't think that Cody needs it back-to-back. I think that CM Punk coming back to do what he has yet to do, which is win a Rumble and then main event WrestleMania, I think that right there is the best possible route to go. And then Cody, similar to Becky, if Becky doesn't win the Rumble, Cody can go through the chamber. Cody can go through the chamber, and he can get Roman through the chamber some way, somehow. But I'm going with Punk to win the Men's Royal Rumble. Are you going to stick with Cody?
Well, yeah, I'm not gonna go with you if you're gonna say Punk and.
I'm just saying. Are you sticking with Cody? Because you were a little iffy on the Women's Royal Rumble, so that's why I'm asking. Is this your final answer?
It's either gonna be Punk or Cody, but I'm gonna go with Cody.
Fair enough. I'm gonna stick with Punk. We're gonna have to place some money on that one too. The match that I think will main event, I think it's going to be Roman Reigns, LA Knight, Randy Orton, and AJ Styles fatal four-way match for the undisputed WWE Universal Championship. Now, originally, it was just supposed to be Roman Reigns versus Randy Orton. It was initially just supposed to be Roman Reigns versus Randy Orton. However, plans changed simply because of the fact that WWE did not want to have Randy Orton take a pinfall loss this early in his return, which I understand. But I mean, AJ Styles, he's coming back after how many months away? So you're going to have him take a pinfall loss? Kind of stupid. But regardless of that, I do believe similar to Kevin Owens and Logan Paul, if they want to, I think that Roman Reigns, LA Knight, Randy Orton, and AJ Styles, I think that if they let him go, I think that they could put on a show-stealing match. I think they could put on a potential match of the year candidate. Even though we're only 1 month into the new year, I do believe that they have the potential of putting on one hell of a match. I really do. Now, as far as the winner goes, I think we all know who the individual that should win is. There's no reason why Roman Reigns should be losing. Cody Rhodes and his story goes through Roman Reigns. It does not go through Randy Orton. Randy Orton and Cody Rhodes should be your SummerSlam match.
Yes.
Right there is your match at SummerSlam, and Cody can get a win over his former mentor. That is the best way to go about it. Now, what happens with LA Knight? We already discussed that. LA Knight will be fighting Logan Paul at WrestleMania. Randy Orton and AJ Styles, they are the biggest question marks. They are very, very, very big question marks. I, honest to God, don't know where I can see them. Randy Orton, I do think that if they want to, a match with Kevin Owens would be very good. Styles, I mean, if he's not in a triple threat match with LA Knight and Logan Paul for the U.S. title, I don't know where AJ Styles is going to go.
What if he's in a triple threat match with Randy and
Kevin Owens?
Yes.
I don't know. I mean, what would that be about? Would that be like a number one contenders match of some sort?
I feel like it'd be a number one contender match.
For what title? U.S. or world title?
Maybe the U.S. I don't.
I mean, these are the questions that I ask. I always ask these hard-hitting questions. Got to make sure that people put on their fucking thinking caps. That's why people come on my show.
We'll just say it's for number one contenders. We won't predict what title it's for.
All right, let me throw this out there. What do you say, Randy Orton, if he fights Karrion Kross? Because Karrion Kross has got this new faction with the Authors of Pain, the Final Testament. I think that Kross getting a victory over Randy Orton, that could be a great moment for him at WrestleMania if they want to play up to that.
Yeah, but then Scarlett's going to come out and she might work her magic and maybe interfere or try to.
Well, either way, I mean, Kross would win regardless because Karrion Kross, he's the guy that needs to get built up. Randy Orton has already had his day. Randy Orton is a guy who should be helping others. And if you're going to help out a guy like Kross, who has had shit booking for the last year, if we're finally going to get Kross having some good booking, why wouldn't you want that? Now, Styles, if we get Randy Orton and Karrion Kross, then I can honestly see Styles getting Kevin Owens, or maybe they do a fatal four-way with Kevin Owens, Logan Paul, LA Knight, and AJ Styles at WrestleMania, and maybe we amplify the United States Championship title picture and make that match bigger than just LA Knight and Logan Paul.
I can see that more with AJ Styles in the fatal four-way, because they're all kind of like high flyers, or they're really good, and so it's just a great matchup to put them all together.
Now let me ask you this: could we potentially see an AJ Styles versus Logan Paul feud post WrestleMania? I think that would be very good.
Yes.
That could possibly, if they want to, that could be a SummerSlam match. Or now, I don't know if they're thinking this close, but if Logan Paul sticks around a little bit following WrestleMania, maybe we see Styles and Logan Paul at Backlash in France. I mean, you really want to build up a big event in France, right? Why not put Logan Paul and AJ Styles on there? That would be something.
Do you see Rey Mysterio entering into that situation at all?
No, if Rey Mysterio is involved at WrestleMania, he's fighting Escobar. That's the feud that they've been doing.
What would he do after Escobar? Would Escobar beat him?
Yeah, Escobar would beat him. Escobar would beat him, and if they want to, maybe we go into an Escobar-Orton feud after WrestleMania. I think that would be a little intriguing. As far as Rey Mysterio goes, I mean, I don't know. I think that Rey Mysterio at this point, he should really just be helping the LWO. There's really no reason for Rey Mysterio to be in any major title scene as we speak. Maybe we could get him against Cody, because Cody's going to be on. If Cody beats Roman, he's going to be on SmackDown. So if Cody's on SmackDown, if you guys remember, Cody Rhodes and Rey Mysterio, they had a feud all the way back in 2011. And I didn't appreciate this back in the day, but Cody Rhodes with the mask gimmick, that was a great fucking gimmick.
Dashing Cody
Rhodes. Very solid match.
Was it Dashing Cody Rhodes?
And then he became undashing because Rey Mysterio broke his nose with a knee brace.
Yep.
And they had a very solid match at WrestleMania. I believe it was at WrestleMania 27 in Atlanta, Georgia, where Cody actually got the win. So if they want to play up that feud, I think that would be a very nice callback. If they want to have Rey Mysterio in a feud with Cody and potentially help get Cody more over as the world champion, they could do that. But I think all this starts with Roman Reigns retaining. There's no reason why Roman's going to lose.
Obviously, they're going to have Roman retain.
They have to.
I still see The Rock entering the picture somehow.
If The Rock's going to enter the picture, one of two things should happen. It's either Rock and Roman at the Chamber, or it's Rock, Roman, Cody triple threat match at WrestleMania with Cody still winning.
Or you know how it's supposed to be The Rock and Roman Reigns?
Yeah.
What if The Rock if it comes to triple threat, lets Cody beat Reigns, helps him out, kind of turns on his own family?
I wouldn't say he's going to let him beat Cody. I mean, if The Rock is going to be in a title match, then he should be fighting to win. Now, I'm not sure how it's going to play out with The Rock joining the TKO board of directors. We'll have to wait and see. But regardless of that, again, it's either Rock, Roman, Chamber, or triple threat match with Cody still winning. Because, again, if Roman Reigns is still the world champion on SmackDown following WrestleMania, I'm not even bullshitting you. I may stop covering SmackDown on my show. I may stop covering SmackDown. I refuse to support this bullshit. I really do. I refuse to support bullshit like a fucking part-time champion in Roman Reigns that's not adding anything of value. He's not making the show better. He's not a draw. He's not driving up interest at all. And the only reason why SmackDown's over 2 million is because they're on Fox. What happens when they move to the USA Network? You know what happens? The ratings will go down, plain and simple. I'm really, really, really getting sick and tired of it. I really am.
I just see The Rock turning on Reigns as they are family.
We'll see what happens. But I think we're Roman Reigns across the board here to retain.
Yep.
There you go. We got through that one pretty quick. Only 4 matches. Only 4 matches, but we did throw down some really good predictions going into the future. Ladies and gentlemen, that wraps up this edition of The Rundown. I would like to thank each and every single one of you who tuned into the stream. Thank you very much to Peanuts. Thank you very much to Alan Holland Jr. Thank you very much to Niner Gang. Thank you very much to Dee and James Ponaseca, Daniel Berry Sports, Greek Savage. All of you are fantastic. And I know that my watch hours are going through the roof. Right now, this is absolutely the best, and I mean the best that the DJ Storms brand has been in nearly a year. I'm telling you, my analytics are absolutely through the fucking roof. We are at nearly 20,000 views for the last month. 20,000 views for the last month. We are over 320 watch hours, and we gained nearly 80 subscribers in the last month as well. We are just 3 subscribers away from 2,300. So if you haven't subscribed, you better fucking subscribe, because I got Courtney McCarron on the show, the Queen of Masquerades herself. Courtney, thank you very much for coming on. I greatly appreciate you coming on. I think that you got a very good head on your shoulders when it comes to pro wrestling, and I'm glad that I got you to critically think a little bit. Thank you very much for coming on. It was an honor.
Thanks for having me.
It was an absolute honor. One more time, where can we find you on social media?
Twitter is Courtney McCarron1. Instagram is the Queen of Masquerade, and my Facebook is Courtney McCarron. Black hair, not the red one.
Yes, because the red hair one, you're getting catfished, people. You are getting catfished. Ladies and gentlemen, she's Courtney McCarron. I am DJ Storms. Please make sure you get those notifications set, because I got a special LFU coming to you guys on Saturday at 2:30 p.m. On top of that, I also am headed over to Pub 46 on Saturday, where I am going to be hanging with Tommy McGrogan and all of the Wrestling Express peeps when we are watching the Royal Rumble. It's going to be a fun time. And then on Sunday, Mitch Kofsky, the top-tier co-creator of Hardcore Sports, is coming back to the Eye of the Storm, where we review the Royal Rumble. Till next time, she's Courtney McCarron. I'm DJ Storms. This has been The Rundown, but we're not done yet. We're not done yet, because there is a very important question that all must answer. And as I take a sip of my ice water, I'm going to ask you, Queen of Masquerades, who runs the IWC?
DJ Storms.
Oh, you damn fucking right. Who but DJ motherfucking Storms? And don't you ever, ever forget it.
'Cause we want retribution. Oh yeah, we want retribution. Oh yeah, we want retribution. Oh yeah, we want retribution. Yeah, we ran out of patience.